Hello, everyone. Hi, Vorian.
Hi, Rita. Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. So it's it's amazing to be back again to share a bit about this 6 week intensive kickstart that we decided to create. Actually, just in the middle of the before Christmas, or actually just before New Year's Eve, and I wanted us to go on the live today to keep you out there in the loop of what is possible to happen over a very short period of time. Uh, I myself have very often reflected over, can transformation really happen fast? Isn't that something that takes a long time? And I'm speaking from my own experience that I've done this work for a long time and I'm continuing to peel the onion. And what I experienced is that a shift can happen literally in one conversation. And with an intensive over a period of time of 6 weeks, a lot of magic can be created. Vorian, what has surprised you the most? We brought 9 women together. What surprised you the most?
Yeah, I'm really amazed about how quickly these women that don't know each other from the beginning and come into the same room, and the willingness to place trust into the room, to place trust into each other and to the process. And by doing that, they lay a beautiful ground for transformation and for their own possibility to put things out there, being vulnerable, allowing reflections to come their way so they get a chance to also think back on what I'm putting out there, how does it come back, and look at it. And yeah, so I'm amazed by the trust, really, and what that can do when we dare to trust.
Absolutely. No, that is one of the key things that stands out for me as well, is like these are women coming from different countries, getting together, don't really know each other. And there is this level of trust. One of the things that stood out for me when we entered the first session that I'm always very curious about, and that is who are willing to claim their space.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because in my experience, it doesn't matter of seniority of the woman, meaning are you a CEO, are you EVP, are you in the C-suite, are you a leadership team, whatever that is. I have experienced working with so many women in spaces where one of the big concern is, oh, I don't want to take up too much space. And this is what we are inviting everyone to do. Claim your space. Do not be scared or worried that you're going to claim too much space. We are here to facilitate a free, beautiful flow so everyone is heard and seen. That is not your responsibility to think about anyone else. We do not people please. You are not responsible for anyone else in the room, but you show up with compassion and care and genuine interest for the others. But we've given you this opportunity to show up, playing full out for yourself. And that means also claiming your space.
Yeah.
So, in the first time, we spoke about identifying the vision of your future, the North Star exercise. What's your take on that one?
Yes, I got a little bit stuck with the claiming of your space first
Yeah,
because I wanted to say something that came to me with that, and that is a lot of when we claim our space in the outer world, we are actually claiming our space within ourselves, like making some elbow space of those inner critics that we have, with those that are telling us that we're not good enough or don't know enough. And by claiming an outer space, being heard by the group, we also kind of create that space within ourselves and get get the opportunity to see the
Yeah.
inner thing popping up and saying, ah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah, powerful. Because that's interesting because we tend to forget that there is a dialogue happening inside of us. And if we're not allowing space or claiming space in our mind and in our body against, let's say, the inner critic, that we know we're not going to allow the inner critic to take up so much space, but we want the other side to claim more space. That is also going to show on the outside how we are dealing with the outside world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the exercise that we did about the North Star, ah, it's beautiful to see how we, because we are all doing the exercise. I myself is doing it too. I'm doing it too, but stepping into possibilities, stepping into claiming our own life and our own future and designing it. This is the way I want to live. This is the way how I see my life unfold, and stepping into that.
Mm,
And that is amazing. And also to be inspired by other women
mm.
that do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, when we are talking about be determined by a vision of your future instead of the memory of your past. And the thing is that that is no easy task if we never spend the time of actually dreaming and scheming about the future. What is important? How do I want to feel? What experiences do I want to have? So, briefly for you watching in here, the essence of the exercise is to exhaust yourself of everything that you would love to experience in your life, the legacy you want to leave, experiences you want to have. And these are for now. That is what shows up for you for now. These are important for you for now. And then after doing that, you are narrowing it down to 5 things. And one of the exercises is imagine like you wake up tomorrow morning and the only thing that you can experience and create your life around are these 5 things. So they have to be important when you are bringing them into your future and then designing your life from that.
Yes.
Yeah,
And also we spoke about what didn't make it to the list.
I
What
know.
is not part of those five that we suddenly think, oh, this didn't make it. And that is a revelation too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
a lot of times we think I should, or this is what is expected of me, and therefore it should be on my list. And then we realize that when we take those shoulds and expectations away, we have a whole different list that is much closer to our heart.
yeah. And it's interesting when you say the should. That was something that we did spoke about yesterday in our second session, where how easy it is that the should comes up. And what we say is that should is could with shame. So when you say, I should do this, I should do that, who do you have in mind that you need to please or that uh, I should? But deep down, no, it's not what you want. And to be willing to step in there and say, okay, I get to choose here and I get to choose my future based on the experiences that I want to have. So to listen also to, and I think this is a classic thing I hear from women is that a lot of the areas of pleasures, which is more in the kind of the feminine space of beauty, of experiences, of elegance, of sensing and feeling and flow and to be, we are so distant from the feminine energy in everything that we do. We are asked to constantly be in the masculine, be productive, deliver, like being laser focused. That,
Contribute.
yeah, exactly. So what we could hear was that these are the voices that comes in then when there is this dreaming and scheming of the vision of a future which is more experience based. The should come in. Oh, I should not think like that, or isn't that too fluffy? The inner critic comes from a masculine perspective, very very often being quite hard. And I want to say that when I'm saying masculine, I'm not talking about men in this case. I'm talking about the masculine energy that we as women love to use a lot. That's why we are productive and going all in. And we are inviting more of the feminine in. And that's what we're doing in this exercise as well.
Absolutely. And also making space for being.
Mm,
And that I think a lot of times our society, which is a very masculine society, I mean, we have a masculine culture
mm,
that is also stopping us from being and just being, or allowing that to be an important part of being human.
yeah, yeah. So what are we moving on to? What's so we have stepped into the North Star, we moved into discovering your zone of genius, which is actually the work that is happening this week. But
Yeah.
what is going to show up then?
Well, we have our visions of where we want to be, what is it that we want to experience. And we also get to work on the who we need to become so that we can experience these things.
Mm,
So what are the values that we are going to have guiding us? What parts of my personality will be flowering in my new life, my new self? And
mm,
also, what is holding me back to step into my new self? Because when we can collapse that and become the vision
mm,
of our future selves,
mm,
be that person already now in the present,
mm.
we are going to be able to collapse time
Yeah.
and attract the vision of our future,
Mm,
live it
mm,
as if we had it already.
mm. I love that. And then moving into another important part, which is actually one of the favorite tools that I'm using with all of my clients, and we see that in the mastermind, is the energy audit tool, like auditing what boosts your energy or what drains your energy. Because this is one of those things as well. Everything that we're doing is about creating awareness. Are we aware of what is really draining our energy? And are we open and honest to ourselves with what is draining our energy? Because sometimes it doesn't mean that we're automatically going to step away from it, but giving the body the grace and understanding and honor that, I get you. Working with that particular person, that feels really, really draining on my energy. Okay, now we can see what to do with it, but I acknowledge that. But it's also surprising to see the lack of understanding of what boosts energy. I think that has been one of the big ahas for me doing this work for a long time, is how little awareness there is in the depth of what is truly energizing me. So when we're doing this work is to bring those things up, what thoughts, what projects, what exercises, what things that I'm doing really makes me happy and generate energy inside of me. So that is also part of um, creating this, being defined by a vision of your future, knowing what kind of things you want to bring with you of boosting your energy, which is also linked to, knowing your zone of genius, but really identify what's draining your energy, what's boosting your energy, and create that clarity in this container of the intensive. What's then? What comes then?
Then we're going to move into working with awakening, I would like to say, our intuition,
Mm,
being closer to our inner selves. So when we have shedded, we got the clarity and we shedded those things that make noise around us, and at least having identified those so that we can navigate them.
yeah,
Then we also have the opportunity to step into our inner selves and start to listen to that voice that is much more subtle. And therefore, we awaken it, making it stronger and getting familiar with what are the signals that my intuition are. How does it show up in me? Because we all are intuitive and we all have intuition. It's all about awakening the intuition.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that because again, the work that we get to do here is it's an inside job. And
Yeah.
again, going back to seeing how this group, 9 in this group, coming from a desire to go all in, play full out, and we also have the Marco Polo group where we are in connection with each other every single day. There's something happening, sharing, there might be questions, and we can see the transformation happening within this space. So when we have called this a 6 week intensive, it very much so is an intensive in the bubble where we are stepping in as one version of ourselves, and then we're stepping out as a very different version to ourselves. And I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, and it's so exciting to. I mean, for how long have we've been had 2 sessions? It's less than 10 days that we've been working, and
Exciting.
yeah, and we already say, oh, this is really transformational. This is moving me. This is happening. Things are happening. So it's really great to see the insights and the revelations and all of that,
Yeah,
and the energy just grows and gets. Yeah, we get good movement in it.
yeah, absolutely. So we will probably pop on and share a bit more about it in another live. What I want to share for you listening in is if you are curious about what this is, send us a DM. We will run more of these programs. So we will create a waitlist for that. So first step might be ask any questions. What's showing up for you? And we will be so happy to share it with you. So, with that, wish you a beautiful weekend ahead, and see you later.
Bye. Bye.